Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today I'm going to do a review on this Ninja Foodi XL 7-in-1 indoor grill combo. So I'm first going to explain the operation of it, then I'm actually going to do some cooking with it. Okay, so let me open it up and kind of explain it to you. You are able to store all of the attachments that come with it in it. So here's the air fryer crisp basket. Next, they call this the flat top barbecue griddle. So it's got these, you're not going to be using this side, but this is the flat top you're going to be using for cooking on. So next, they call this the Pro Powered Grill Grate. There's a release button over here you got to press. You got to press that release button. Now when you press it, it'll pop up in the back. Okay, so this has power electricity going to it. It's transferred from this little connection right here to here. So be careful in this area. You can just wipe this down gently. This is like a big micro switch. So this powered grill grate has to be installed every time, all the times you use it. Now there's these little hooks in the front. You're going to put the hooks in first and then rotate it down and then snap it in. Now up at the top we have another heater. Now here you've got this little metal filter. You're just going to pull it and it comes off. You've got your typical fan. Now, instead of the heating element being behind the fan, it's kind of wrapped around the sides here, you can see. There's another heating element up here. Okay, so let me explain how this is going to work. So, again, you'll get, this will heat up, the grill grate will heat up sometimes, depending on what selection you have it on down here. The air fryer portion up here, it'll heat up sometimes, depending on what section you have up here, on what you have selected for function. But this always has to be installed. Now, this part fits on top of that. That's what these little grooves here are for. It fits perfectly right there on top of it. So when I want to use the flat griddle, this will heat up being transferred from this. And then when I want to use the air fryer, now when I'm in air fryer mode, it's not going to heat the griddle up. It's only going to get the heat from the fan and the heater up there, kind of like a traditional air fryer, kind of just heating it up. So this will be installed and it sits on there okay. Now this, if you can just use this, and now you can use it with the lid open. So under certain functions, this will heat up and then the fan and the heating element up there will not work. But this will work and you can keep an eye on it. So you can use this as like a griddle. You can flip it and kind of keep an eye on it with the lid open. Okay, so down here we've got a beautiful display from Ninja. It's got a power button here. It does have the beeps. So press the power button and it turns on, and we got this selector wheel in the front. So this is what you're going to use to select what function you want. And then when you're ready, just press the start button, press it in, that's the start, and press it in again to stop. So let's say we want to go to grill. So put it on the grill, but we want to change the temperature of the grill. So press the temperature button, and now you're going to rotate this again to change the temperature. Now say we want to change the time, press the time, go back to the same button and rotate it to change the time. And then when you say you want to change the function, so go to function. Now say I want to go to broil. And again, change the temperature. I'm going to go to a different one. Let's go to bake. Change the temperature. I can change the temperature now. And I can do the time. And then when I'm ready to start, you just press the button in and that's what starts it. Now we also have this preheat button. So when you do these normal modes of operation, it's going to preheat the thing first, and then it's going to tell you to add the food. If you want to bypass that, just press this. You'll bypass the preheating stage, go right to cooking. Now, it is better to preheat the thing, but you can bypass that if you're in a hurry. Okay, so the Ninja, it comes with this really nice quick start guide, and in here it's going to talk about when this heats and when the air fryer portion heats. So we got this really nice chart, and the key to it is down here. So when you're in grill mode, it can heat both the bottom and the top. But if you've got the lid open, it's just going to do the bottom grate. In barbecue, same thing. You can do the air fryer portion on the top and the griddle on the bottom. Or if you've got the lid open, just the bottom. Now when we go to air crisp, it only does the top. It does not heat this bottom portion. Same with bake. Bake does not heat this bottom portion. It only heats the top. Same with roast, broil, and dehydrate. Only the top. So let's just demonstrate that. So I've got this on grill. I've got the lid open. Let's press the start button. Okay, so let me demonstrate that. Sometimes it gets a little confusing. You do have to close the lid to do the preheating. So say I want to do the grill. I'm going to go down here. Let's do a low grill, 10 minutes, and I'm going to press the start button. Now, if I have the lid open and press the start button, it's going to say shut the lid. Okay, shut the lid. Now it's going to do the preheat. Now, if you want to do the full preheat, you need to leave the lid closed. But say you want to bypass that really quick, you can press this preheat button. It'll say add food. Now when you open the lid, it says add food, but that is getting hot still. That's warming up really hot. This display will change to the temperature and the time. But we can see now it doesn't make a sound, but that is heating up. So this changed to low and the time that I had set since I bypassed the preheat. But if I wanted it to preheat, I would have had to leave the lid closed the entire time. And again, this is really quiet. That's heating up really quick. We're at 200 degrees already for that. And up here, the fan and all that is really quiet. But what's nice about this, so say you want to do some cooking with it open, but then you're like, okay, it's making a mess or something. You can close it. Then it does kick on that top heating element and fan automatically. You let it cook for a little while, and then you're like, oh, I want to open it up. Open it up, take a look at it, add your ingredients. All the while, that bottom plate is still cooking. And what I'm talking about here is only available in the grill mode and the barbecue griddle mode. And again, whatever I'm cooking on there, I can also cook with this too. But preheating might be more useful with something like this because that heat's going to have to transfer from there up to here. So preheating will definitely be helpful there. Yeah, so we're already at 300 degrees. Okay, so let's cook some hamburgers. I've got it on the grill mode. I've got it on medium heat, which is 2 of these bars up, for 10 minutes. Let's hit the start button. Now mine's already warm, but yours may be in preheat mode. Once it's in preheat mode, it'll say add food. So mine's already hot. Let's add my hamburgers. Lots of room for lots of hamburgers. I like the big cooking surface. Okay, I'm going to close it. Now again, at this point, I could leave it closed or I can open it up. And watch, see how the display does not change? That means that is still heating up. So the bottom is going to be heating up. And when I close this, it'll add some top heat to it. And then it turns that off when I open it. Okay, so it's doing a good job cooking with the lid open. It's up to about 350 degrees. So I'm going to close the lid for a little bit. So here's what the machine looks like. So around back, it's got that, there's a bunch of heat coming out that vent right there. So I like on Ninja Grills, they got these stickers. It's kind of a quick reference, what the different modes do and kind of what to cook different foods on, like fish, how high a temperature, how long. Okay, so at the 5-minute mark, it says flip. So let's open it up. So let's give them a flip. It's got a really nice non-stick surface. Ooh, look at those grill marks. Very nice grill marks on those. So here's what it looks like. They're cooking really good. It's got this nice big grease tray, and it's definitely sloped. All the grease is definitely going to run into that tray. And again, I'm going to leave it open for a little bit and kind of let them cook. Just you can kind of keep an eye on them. You know, if you wanted, you could smash them a little bit. So the thing about these is it's got a really non-stick coating. It's like a ceramic coating. It's dishwasher safe, but it's just really slick. So cleanup is going to be very simple. It says the barbecue griddle, the powered grill grate is dishwasher safe. So even though there's an electrical connection on the bottom of this grill grate, you can put it in the dishwasher. Now, not the base unit. Again, that's where the electricity is coming up through, but you can put that surface in the dishwasher. Yeah, so they've been cooking really good with the lid open. Trying to get up to about 160 degrees. They're about 135 right now. I got about 2 minutes left to go. Okay, so let's just give them one more flip. Again, very slippery surface. Okay, so it did beep at me and says end. It does, once your time runs out, it does turn everything off. So if I want to add more time, I gotta press the power button, select my function, go back to temperature, let's go to medium and hit start. So I'll probably have to close the lid, open it back up. So it's probably best not to let it run out of time. If you're not done cooking, hit the time button, like say it's getting down to around, and then just add a couple more minutes. So then hit start. So it'll add more time and you won't have to go through that whole process of adding the time. Okay, so let's add some cheese. And if I want, I can kind of close the lid. That'll help melt that cheese a little quicker. Okay, so let's take off our hamburgers. I'm gonna press that button and that stops it. We can get it, these are really good hamburgers. So clean up, you are gonna have to let that cool. After it cools, there's a release button over here. You can take it over, it's gonna clean up really easy. There's all the grease that it did capture. Okay, so this cleaned up really easy. Now again, there is a connection back here on the bottom of this, but you can put this in the dishwasher just fine. But again, it didn't take much scrubbing at all. All of that came up really easy. Okay, so now let's cook some French fries. Let's put it in the air crisp mode. I got this back in. Make sure that's really dry on the bottom. You do have to have this in order to use the air fryer portion of it. So I got there. So it does fit better one way than the other, but it is kind of just sitting there a little bit. You'll see there's kind of like a knockout right there for that. So let's close the lid. Let's turn it on. Let's go to function, air crisp. And I like to do temperature for French fries on high. So let's go all the way up. 450. Time usually takes about 12 minutes. And then just press start. Now it's going to say preheat. I like to bypass that preheat. So now in air crisp mode, it's not going to heat that bottom plate. It's only going to get its temperature from the top fan and heating element. Okay, so there's the hamburger. I put it on a pretzel bun. I'm going to give it a try. So the hamburger is cooked all the way through. It's juicy still. I really like that. It still has a lot of the flavor in it. Okay, so the French fries have been cooking for a little bit. Let's just open it up. Take a sneak peek. Yeah, it looks like they're cooking. Okay, so it's about halfway through cooking the French fries. Yeah, it's time to give them a kind of a flip, kind of a turn. Yep, they're cooking. Okay, so the French fries are done. All right, turns off. Yep, did a good job cooking the French fries. I like mine a little crispy, so they look really good. Okay, so it did a really good job cooking hamburgers and French fries. The possibilities are endless with this. I didn't even use the flat griddle. You can cook bacon and eggs on it. So I do think that this powered griddle at the bottom does a really good job with cooking meat. I like that you're able to cook with the lid open or closed. I like that all the attachments store inside there for easy storage. So it is kind of a big appliance. Front to back, you need almost 19 inches with the lid open. Left to right's 15 inches. It's not a really tall appliance, about 17, so it will fit under a kitchen cabinet. The actual cooking surface, you know, right around 12 inches by about 8 inches. The air fryer basket, again, right around 12 inches by 8 inches. And depth-wise, it's right around 2.5. So I hope this video helps. Thanks everybody for watching.